Holding up all right?
Can't imagine the Dufresne situation has been easy.
No. Though I'm relieved that none of our people have been turned, it's a sobering reminder of how close our work brings us to the edge. We've lost good people in White Street, Alex and Maria among them. We know the risks, but I paid the last fare for many of our friends. It never gets easier. All right, bye.
Everyone's assembled to go over the plan. The taut wire of tension hangs in the air, and it twitches reflexively when I enter, like they're all waiting to see how much extra strain my weight will add.
Is everyone here? Good. Gia, the floor is yours.
Okay, we've got Soap Jackson on board, so first step is meeting him outside the casino. He'll set off the fireworks early, which should draw Marm and her guests outside.
The code combination to the Pandemonium Vault changes daily. Every morning, each doe is given a unique combination, all of which unlock it. When we get there, I'll receive my combination and give it to you. Then I'll join the doe escort with Marm.
Hang on. Mom will know it was your combination that unlocked the vault. You'll blow your cover.
By the time she realizes that, it will be far too late. Without her money, Marm's powerless. This isn't just a heist, darling. It's a coup.
Long overdue, if you ask me.
Right. Pandemonium should empty out well enough, but we'll still have security to watch out for. Luca, you're with me. We'll use Sophie's combination to get into the vault, and your crew can start unloading the goods.
My boys already got clearance for their trucks at the loading bay. Should be simple.
So long as we don't get complacent, darling.
Yes, ma'am.
Cress, you're headed to the boiler room.
Yeah, I'll overload the heating system to cover our getaway.
Just try not to blow us all up while me and the crew are still inside, yeah?
Please. Klausner's system is as good as it gets. A perfect time bomb he put in the heart of his own creation.
Good. Anything else?
Do we have contingencies? A backup plan? What happens if something goes wrong?
Oh, what could go wrong, old sport? It's foolproof.
Despite Apollo's attempt at invigorating optimism, all eyes turn anxiously my way. They're looking to me like I'm a general atop my horse. Enemy banners flapping on the horizon behind me. No matter what happens, I'm just glad Apollo will finally have enough money for that nose job.
Honestly, Apollo, I'm surprised you don't poke your co-star's eyes out with that thing.
Et tu, Brute?
Relax, golden boy. If anyone here needs their schnoz straightened, it's yours truly.
Right then. Get home safe, everyone. And remember, don't look down.
Sophie, you got a second?
What's on your mind?
What did you mean, coup? What are you planning here?
She won't give up power willingly. So we'll have to tear it out of her hands. I can't control how she reacts.
But you know her better than any of us. She'll still be dangerous, even with an empty vault. Should we expect blowback?
I'm not alone in this, Gia. The Does are my sisters, and I know them better than anyone.
How can you be sure?
I can't. I just know whatever happens, despite our differences, I want my sisters by my side. I have to give them that chance.
Oh, but what if we used an alternating charge? It could increase Daisy's output exponentially.
I suppose it's possible. However, you'll need an opposing resonance.
Of course! We can start with datasets 13 through to 15, measure particle strength, and the... Oh, hi, Gia! The professor and I were discussing a new dispersal test. He was just telling me of a supplier who could...
That's great, but it's not why I'm here. Remember Eli's red Aether? Somehow Marm's got her hands on it. A lot of it. It's how she's expanding her barony. The reminder shuts a blind over her enthusiasm. Her shoulders shrink, withering like a plant in a dark cupboard.
What? How? It shouldn't have...
Shouldn't have been what? Gotten out? You said that before, back in White Street. Where's this red Aether coming from?
It's... Gia, I wish I could tell you. Truly, but I simply can't.
What Eleanor means is that she signed an agreement, one with, regrettably, severe penalties for breaking confidentiality.
What sort of penalties are we talking about?
The kind that could ruin a researcher. To start, you'd lose your position at the finest Aether Institute in the country and all its resources. Then you'd have to pay back any outstanding investments the Institute's put into your work.
It'd be really, really bad, Gia. And my parents, what would they say? They expected me to thrive at the Institute. If I were cast out of the Heights, it'd be a terrible disappointment.
Olympus Park has that much pull?
Quite. The Heights doesn't have barons, but it does have a number of influential benefactors, some of which sit on the board. I promise you, drawing their ire is not an enjoyable experience.
This doesn't sound like the first time you're hearing about red Aether.
Oh, Alistair is one of the experts who helped... I mean...
It's all right, Eleanor. You're quite correct, Miss Randazzo. I'm familiar with red Aether and its applications, for better and worse. Which is why I find it troubling to hear it spread further than a tiny corner of Eleanor's lab.
Look, kid, I get it. But you've seen it yourself. That stuff is out there, and we need to know where it's coming from. Next time could be a hell of a lot worse than a cannon.
I know, but... Professor, isn't there something we can do? Surely an exception can be made.
Gardner smooths his hand over the table, regarding Nellie's plea like a puzzle short a corner piece. He finds the solution with a soft rap of his knuckles.
Well, only one of us has clearance and tenure. If, hypothetically, I were to consult while you were away at the bar, you could hardly be held accountable. Oh, and order what you like. It's a business expense.
Thank you so much, Professor Gardner. Oh, but what should I get? I usually drink soda or water, you see. Maybe something that takes a while to make.
I'm confident you'll find something.
Nellie flits off to the bar to learn spirits, leaving me with her mentor. Despite the clinking of glasses behind the bar and the stains on warped wood, the man looks at me like I'm a student in his office.
How much do you know about red Aether, Miss Randazzo?
Tightly focused Aether, right? You increase the resonance until its energy potential increases enough to turn it red. Makes it powerful but unstable.
You're absolutely correct. We'll skip the basics then. Have you ever met researchers with cabin fever? They get up to the most novel experiments, flight, light, even music, thanks to our Aether resonance team. It's how we ended up with a new kind of Aether, and a crater in the birch room.
The Heights made red Aether?
You have to understand, Miss Randazzo. Olympus Park creates new wonders every day, but not everything should ever be released. We couldn't even trust ourselves with red Aether, so we locked it away.
Then why is it in the lowers?
I have my suspicions. Olympus Park is not as untouchable as our namesake. There is no shortage of bad actors who'd tear through the walls to get their hands on even a drop of our tech. Such as hiring a villain to break into the Heights, destroy our lab, and attempt to kidnap one of our prized scientists.
The professor's palm rests on the top of his cane, as solemn and heavy as a hand on a headstone. I wonder if he still feels the heat of explosives and fire, if he was even conscious for it.
It was an utter tragedy. I recruited them, truly brilliant people. Lost in an instant thanks to sheer recklessness.
You said you came to bloody, bruised, and alone. And sometime after that, you ended up on Ellis Island.
An awful thing to wake to. I had board members at my heels, fighting my request to leave. Investigators demanding to know what happened, doctors ordering bed rest, But it worked out. Eleanor safe. And that's all that matters.
She sounds like a lot more than a researcher to you. Gardner simply smiles, as naturally as if Nellie were really his own.
I've known Eleanor since she was 16. Her parents, lovely people, knew that they had a genuine prodigy. They didn't want their child to go out into the world alone. I gave my word she wouldn't.
You said it yourself. The Heights isn't untouchable, and the gunman who started the fire still running around. Why risk bringing her back to the scene of the crime?
I'm embarrassed to admit I simply wasn't thinking. I'd finally found Eleanor. I'd heard war had broken out in White Street, and I thought, she's been through so much. Best get her home quickly.
If you were in that much of a rush, what took you so long to find her? You obviously have resources. There's faster ways to find someone than planting coded messages in radio ads.
You know the Lowers more intimately than I, Miss Randazzo. Money, influence, and connections only go so far when half the baronies are in conflict. And believe me, I tried.
A deep weariness drapes around his shoulders, made up of several weeks worrying. He looks to the bar, as though confirming Nellie was still where he'd left her.
I'm aware I seem unreasonable. I came into your lives and nearly spirited Eleanor away without explanation. But wouldn't you do anything to keep someone you cared about safe?
My mind places the shadowed streets and warring baronies against a kiss of sunlight from upstairs, and I hate that I see his point. There's a creep chasing Nellie. Black hat, scars, professional killer. Calls himself Dufresne. Know anything about him? Gardner's brows twitch downward, leaving furrows deep enough to catch water.
I'm afraid I wouldn't. Arson and murder aren't quite my department. What about you, Miss Randazzo? Surely you and your friends have looked into him?
Mostly through our run-ins. He said someone hired him to bring her home.
Eleanor still has family and associates in the uppers. Perhaps not everyone was pleased when she left her old life for the Heights.
Enough to keep Dufresne on the hunt? Someone like him isn't cheap. If Nellie knew anyone else with that kind of money, she wouldn't have worried about cash flow.
Then perhaps we're looking at it from the wrong angle. Eleanor has a mind that's seen once in a generation. If, say, someone is willing to kill for a wallet, what would they do for a scientist capable of fixing the well?
My skin wants to crawl off my seat. Dufresne had torn apart my car to get Nellie's journal. If Nellie's gray matter was that valuable, his faceless employer might never give up the chase. At the bar, Thomas puts away a load of glasses, each clinking away to its rightful place. I stare, feeling like I'm a few glasses short of full set of answers. Sounds like the brainiacs in the Heights don't know what's going on either.
Unfortunately. I'm truly sorry I can't tell you more, but maybe we can still find some answers. I'll inform them of the red Aether leak. See what they can find.
I bite back a cynical remark about whether the Heights will share when Nellie trots back with an amber-filled glass.
So, how was it? Did you need a little longer?
Got the gist of it, thanks. Wait, is that bourbon?
Oh, yes! I've never tried it, but the gentleman at the bar ordered 2 on the rocks already, so it must be good.
Oh, my dear, that's a rather strong drink. Are you certain that's where you'd like to start?
Oh, well, I'm certain I can manage, and it would be a shame to waste it.
Only one way to find out. Apparently, watching someone knock glasses back hadn't prepared Nellie for how to drink it. She takes a big gulp, and it promptly comes back up with a sputter. Easy, kid. You're supposed to take it in sips.
But in the movies, they always...
often exaggerate and lie for dramatic effect, I'm afraid. Now then, let's get this cleaned up.
Thomas will get you a towel. Just remember to give him a good tip.
Yes. Also, Nellie, darling, might I recommend something sweeter? There's a lovely apricot drink.
Hi, Gia!
I found this while snooping around. What do you think?
Oh, wowzers! I might be able to make you something with this. If you can find me some more material, I bet I could make something to help you while you're out on the road. This is enough for something else I've been working on. I'm so excited for you to see it. Just check the steamer trunk the next time you're here.
Came across this.
This is great! Exactly what I was needing. This is enough for something else I've been working on. I'm so excited for you to see it. Just check the steamer trunk the next time you're here. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Pandemonium glows like a phoenix, a modern-day city of gold dedicated to the celebration and expansion of one woman's monstrous wealth. I can't help but hesitate in the face of the splendor. Soap Jackson saunters over with the air of a worksite foreman who's never held a shovel in his life, while laborers bustle to set up Marm's fate. I envy his nonchalance, if not his swagger.
Well, hello, baby. Lovely to see you again.
Are we all set?
Ready and waiting. Just say the word and I'll kick off the party.
As a personal favor for me, as we agreed. Don't tell me you're backing out on me now.
Of course I ain't. But I just can't figure it. Why would you want the schedule changed? What's in it for you, baby?
What do you care? We have an agreement. Are you not a man of your word?
Don't be churlish, baby. Of course I am. Ain't a man allowed to be curious?
No. You're not being paid to be curious. Your job is to start the festivities on my signal. You got that?
Your mama never washed out your mouth with soap, baby, and it shows. You ought to be careful. Running your mouth like that one day, it'll get you in big trouble.
Way ahead of you there, Slick.
Well, we can start any time. Just say the word.
So, what's on the itinerary for this shindig anyway?
You already know about the fireworks. My people tell me we got enough to make the Emperor of Indochina himself green with envy. We got a 16-piece brass band waiting in the wings, too.
Nice. Anything else?
Besides my captivating voice leading us all in celebration of our dear Baron, what else could you need, baby?
So, a bunch of speeches.
Sure, and a ribbon-cutting ceremony, and a champagne christening, and a pile of civic awards. And that's before we go inside.
Great. Feel free to take your time with those speeches, huh? Really savor it.
Mom paid for the best, and she's gonna get it.
You spend a lot of time here?
The casino? Nah, not anymore. Time was, Mom gave me the proper whale treatment. Private tables, open bar, free rooms, you name it.
So what happened?
The more you get to know me, baby, the more you'll realize my attentions are like a wild stallion. Hard to catch and harder to keep.
So you won too much, and Marm kicked you to the curb.
Wasn't like that at all. See, games of chance got a finite store of thrills inside of them, baby. Use it all up, and there ain't nothing left for a man with appetites like mine.
The word. Soap grabs his bullhorn, and in a moment the night air rings with a triumphant march. Above the casino, the sizzle of a dazzling fireworks show sparkles off the underside of the false iron sky.
That ought to really tick her off.
Sophie scribbles some numbers on a scrap of paper and hands it to me.
Here's the combination to my dial. I'm off to join Marm and the Does. Good luck.
You too. See you at the hole. Drinks on. Sophie takes off, and we push against the current of the crowd towards the casino. Sure enough, there's a hubbub as the wiry figure of Marm exits the casino. A river of gamblers and guests flow in her wake, wearing the annoyed grimaces of people interrupted mid-bet.
Gia?
I clock the security guards at the entrance doors at the same moment Cress does. Don't worry.
Sorry. Back the way you came. Nobody goes in during the fireworks show. Mom's orders.
Damn it. Front door won't cut it, and we can't pitter-patter out here all night. Gotta think of a new approach, fast. I look for a way to sneak inside. Most people have an inner child. Mine's a street urchin, and I let her scan for sneaky points of entry. With the urgency of an empty stomach, she spots an access door for maintenance staff. That's our way in. I duck low and motion for Cress and Luca to follow. Together, we wait until a worker's back is turned as they light up for a smoke break and silently slip through the maintenance door. We're in. The cavernous casino interior feels wrong somehow, without the usual bodies and noise. This warm, beckoning sanctuary of sin, now a chilly mausoleum of gold and greed.
I'm off to the boiler room. Wish me luck.
I would, but you don't need it. Do your job slow and smooth. You've got the skill, so use it.
You sweet talker. Are you after Apollo's job? I'll get it done. Be safe, you guys.
Right. Don't look down. I double-check our route to the vault on Klossner's blueprints. They're crude, but clear, and I'm able to guide us without much trouble through the labyrinthine corridors of the employees-only area. Mar Magdalene's vault is a titanic monument to money grubbing, gilded with rococo garnish, boldly advertising her bottomless appetite for coin. I half expect to find a fat old dragon snoring on the other side of the massive door, but the only dragon I know is outside watching the fireworks with her hired help.
This place gives me the willies. Kinda feels like we're being watched.
I know what you mean. It feels like we're intruding on holy ground or something.
More like unholy ground. You got that combo?
I've got it. Here goes nothing. If the vault's meant to be distracting, it works. Because we don't hear the patrolling guard's footsteps on the cold marble until he's right behind us.
Hey, what are you doing? Get away from there.
The toe of my boot embraces the back of the guard's ankle like two lovers reuniting. Their affair is cut short as I flip him tail over tea kettle, his head hitting the marble with a crack.
Ouch! That's a surprise.
Huh?
Where you hiding all that muscle, huh? You might be a crook and a smuggler, but you're not a bad scrapper either.
Thanks, I think. I turn back to the vault dial. I breathe deeply to stop my fingers from trembling. With something like reverence, I twist the dial to the number Sophie provided, hearing a satisfying clunk inside the door as its mechanisms pop free. There's so much left, even with the majority of the cash hauled away by Luca's people. Surely nobody will mind if I take a little pocket-sized souvenir for myself. There's so much still left, even with the majority of the cash hauled away by Luca's people. Surely nobody will mind if I take a little pocket-sized souvenir for myself. There's so much still left, even with the majority of the cash hauled away by Luca's people. Surely nobody will mind if I take a little pocket-sized soup. In the burrows, fallen trash gathers into hills of scrap bigger than sand dunes. Even those miniature mountains are dwarfed by the glittering piles of treasure inside Marm's vault. I lick my lips unconsciously as I start to salivate. There's enough cash, hawk jewels, and fine art in this room to buy the old governor's mansion. Hell, there's enough to buy the old governor. I think about what it would be like to roll around in it. I have the crazy notion that Marm comes down here to do just that.
Bingo!
Within minutes, Luca's workers flood through the entrance where the loot is normally deposited. His people work quickly, hauling the vault's sparkling riches out in sacks and wheelbarrows. I watch in dumb fascination as they enter and depart the loading bay in ordered lines, like ants carrying supplies back to the colony. I know I'm the lookout, but I'm too caught up in the moment. We're really doing this. As the last of Luca's laborers disappear with Marm's ill-gotten gains, a sudden blaring klaxon jolts me out of my gleeful reverie. Luca looks to me in dismay.
Damn, the jig's up!
Calm down, big fella. It's just the fire alarm. Means Cress is doing her job. I'll be back in a second. I lope down a few corridors away from the vault, watching as security scrambles around in panic confusion. I overhear words like fire and boiler, along with a few choice phrases too crude to repeat. Cress emerges, moving swiftly through the commotion. I shoot her an appreciative grin, but she looks concerned. We hightail it back towards the vault together, rejoining Luca. What's the problem?
One at a time. Security showed up at the loading bay, and they're asking a lot of questions and not liking the answers. Plus, the boiler is set to blow any minute now.
Damn it! Gia, those are my people. I won't leave them in the lurch.
Doesn't matter, we can't get out that way. There's gotta be another exit.
I'll find us a way out. In the freshly echoing emptiness of Marm's vault, I spread out Klossner's blueprints, desperate to find a route I've overlooked. No time for mistakes. Gotta make the call. The architect did his best, but the hurried sketches of his floor plans are tricky to parse. I make out 2 possible paths. Not great, but what else is new? 2 options. We can either take the service way out through the lower level, past the boiler room, or we can stick to the main corridors and head straight for the staff exit.
But if we go that way, we won't pass the loading bay. What if my people don't make it out in time?
Have some faith in your people. They want to get out of here with the cash as much as we do. When things get hairy, they'll take off with plenty of time. I'd bet on it. I hope Luca buys it, because I can't afford to have him freezing on me now. Let's go. We dash headlong through the corridors, buffeted by the wailing fire alarm and the shouts of the guards. The warbling tone of a PA system crackles to life, and Marm's furious edict blares out like the voice of God.
Attention, security personnel! There is a theft in progress. Apprehend these villains immediately, dead or alive. The squad that brings them and their stolen property in will receive a sizable pay raise.
We're in the bowels of the casino now, dashing through dingy passageways reserved for Aethoniers. Ahead of us, an air vent suddenly blows off its hinges, engulfing the passageway in roaring flames. I fling my coat over my head and storm through the blaze like a charging warhorse, my friends hot on my heels. We have to pat away a few licks of flame on the other side, but we make it otherwise unscathed. Cress, what happened to the boiler? Isn't it supposed to explode?
I did the best I could, but I guess she didn't want to.
Good thing for us, then. I don't think we could outrun an explosion.
We hit the road and catch up with Luca's workers as the shuddering whine of Aether engines roars behind us. Figures. The does aren't about to let us get away that easy.
Damn it! We lost some good people back there. I won't lose any more.
You're finished!
You scummy little worms! Get back here!
Naughty little thieves! Off with their heads!
Alice, Lizzie, and Pearl rev up behind us. Marm's little trinity of terror. Figures should send it best. Let's hope we can take all three at once.
See that, boss? You do something nice for someone and they return the favor. Those folks we helped out agreed to drive our haulers for us.
I'll take all the help I can get. It won't be easy keeping these trucks on the road. My eyes fix on Pearl behind the wheel of her coupe, still as a cobra, gearing up for its strike. I've seen what her sisters can do. She's gotta be on another level entirely.
You should have called me earlier, sisters. I would never have let it get this far. Do you hear me, smuggler? It is time to make your peace.
I was holding back when we met. Not anymore.
You won't get away this time.
I've had worse.
You're barely worth my time.
I'm hit! Hope I didn't lose any loot!
Retreat, Crest. I'll take it from here. One by one, the does peel off. We've lost them.
Is it just me, or was that...
Too easy? Yeah, something's not right.
Don't question it, Gia. We've got the treasure in hand. Lead the way, boss.
Free and clear, the night air on my face, I give myself over to the rush of the road and the sweet relief of victory. Luca and Cress's cheers fill my ears, until they cut short, and we spot the roadblock up ahead. It's Marm. Let's get this over with. Our rides glide to a halt, blaring headlights filling our windshields. We step out into the windy freeway, facing Marm and her phalanx of armed does. The wrinkled visage of the Mother of Vice is lined with contempt.
I'm impressed.
Nothing but the best for the Baron on her big day.
Amusing. But this charade ends now.
Looks like the boiler never went boom, because the flashing lights of Dreamland's firefighting squads are already on the scene. Marm favors us with a smug smile, and her does look at us with predatory craving.
I've been suspicious of a traitor in my house for months. This all but confirms it.
How's that? Maybe we're just expert thieves.
Hardly. I caught you in the act. And what's more, all I have to do is check which combination was used on the vault, and I'll know who betrayed me.
The does shoot each other nervous, suspicious looks. They're attack dogs on the leash, ready to lash out, but they're no longer sure which way to direct their bite.
However, if any of my faithful daughters would like to turn themselves in right now, I promise to show you leniency. What's it to be, Mädchen? Shall I head back to my casino? Or shall we resolve this here and now?
Mom, I swear it wasn't me! You gotta believe me! I'd never betray you!
Really? You only care about yourself.
That's rich. Coming from you.
Oof! Says the scheming psycho!
Enough!
All present watch in stunned amazement as the barrel of Sophie's gun turns away from me and points straight at Marm's heart.
Sophia! Haitian! I never would have suspected.
That's exactly the problem, Marm. You've become blind. You're so focused on expanding your empire, you missed what was happening right in front of you.
Sophie, you snake! How could you? After everything she did for us!
For us? What about to us? What has she ever given that she hasn't taken away tenfold from the city? From its everyday people? From innocent little girls with nowhere else to turn?
I glance at Winnie, disturbed to see her youthful features frozen in a shell-shocked, thousand-yard stare. No longer afraid, but no longer really present at all.
So, what next, dear? You'll kill me and take my place? Is that the plan?
No, Marm. Despite everything, I love you. And I don't want your barony, but this has to stop.
I knew you didn't have the backbone.
Listen to me. It doesn't have to be this way. We can change things in Dreamland. Together, as sisters.
I know we've had our differences, girls, but listen to her. You know she's right.
Thank you, Giovanna. Look, Dreamland is already yours. You already run its streets, its nightlife, its storefronts. If Marm retires from managing the operation, she can keep living comfortably while you keep doing what you do best. If she's too proud to let go, then we'll find her somewhere else to live. But one way or the other, Marm has to step back. You all know Gia. Like it or not, she's one of my sisters now. And she could be yours, too. I think we have more in common with her than not. Give us your support. Let's make this real.
And I'll just sit back, will I? And watch as you take everything?
You can't stop us. You can only be stopped. Your hoard is taken. The casino's in ruins. You can never recover what you lost. It's time to move on. The circumstances of your retirement are up to you.
Fine. You want to parley? I suppose I owe you that much.
Sophie joins her Baron for a private negotiation. I'm left staring at the does, who seem carved from stone, still reeling from the shock of Sophie's betrayal, and unsure what to do. Lizzie's arms are crossed in a childish pout. She curls her lip as I catch her attention.
You. Haven't you done enough? Scram, why don't you?
You're a proud person. I am too. And you're loyal, which is a good thing. But you're not betraying anyone by listening to your sister. Marm can't keep doing what she's doing. You know it.
Never thought of it that way. As long as you can promise me Marm will be okay, then...
We won't hurt her. You got my word.
Fine. Fine, all right. Whatever.
My heart lurches to see Winnie's sweetness has been smothered. She's listless and hollow, swaddled in her doe uniform like a straitjacket. Is Jenna better off, wherever she is? Winnie, you don't have to make a decision if you don't want to, but I know your approval would make Sophie very happy. Winnie looks up at me. Her expression is a jumble of conflicting emotions. I shouldn't press her any further. Alice's perpetually bouncing curls seem unnaturally still as she stares into the middle distance. She regards me smugly as I approach.
I suppose you're going to convince me to betray Marm?
The trick of the wind causes a stray playing card from the ruins of Pandemonium to float along the hot winds and land at my feet. I pocket it, considering. Maybe I can catch Alice off guard with humor. You know, Sophie's not going to be able to run everything all at once. Marm's had decades to get it right.
Your point being?
I pull out the playing card, a slightly singed joker. I flick it to Alice, who adopts a quizzical look. There are queens and there are servants, and Sophie and the girls will have plenty of those. What they need is a wild card. Know anyone who fits the bill?
You're born for the stage, you know? Fine. I'll go along with Sophie.
Pearl's impassive face is tight with fury. Who it's pointed at, whether it's Sophie or Marm or me or the whole sweet world, is anyone's guess. A silver flash traces the line from my belt to Pearl's throat, and my knife rests against her slowly pulsing jugular. The shining blade sits there, quivering, while a teardrop of blood slowly follows its edge and drips away. There's only one language you understand. Good thing I'm fluent. You gonna make the right call?
Fine.
Warily, I pull the blade away. Pearl offers me a waxen smile that doesn't reach her eyes, as comforting as a cobra. Sophie and Marm finish their tete-a-tete and rejoin us. Sophie's gun is still aimed at her matriarch, but the Baron holds her chin high.
Lizzie, Alice, Pearl, you won't regret this. Thank you for your trust.
This is ridiculous.
Gia, this never would have happened without your help. Help me decide. I don't want Dreamland to become another White Street, fractured and plagued with infighting.
I feel all eyes turn to me, but the two that weigh the heaviest are Sophie and Luca. It's not just Dreamland's future we're talking about. Soph, this is your call. I can't make it for you.
I'm not asking you to, darling. I'm just asking you to tell me what I already know.
But this isn't my world.
That's exactly why your opinion means so much. Dreamland's been my entire life. I'm too wrapped up in it. You, though, you see it with clear eyes. You have the detachment of the outsider. I need that.
Behind the con artist, behind the street soldier, behind the double agent, behind everything Sophie's made herself, I catch a glimpse of the girl who never quite disappeared, whose light remained bright underneath. Well, all right then. If she stays in Dreamland, she'll do everything she can to get her power back. Can't risk it.
This is an outrage. I built this place from nothing. I gave you everything you have.
I don't like it, but it makes sense. Your heart would only blacken further. To live in your old empire without the power to steer it into the future. You do your best to sabotage us. I'd expect no less. Happy birthday, Marm.
I should never have raised you up. You didn't deserve it. You never deserved that, any of you. I should have smothered you in your sleep.
Marm swings a brittle fist at Sophie, whose sad, patient defense wears out the old lady's rage until she's deflated like an empty balloon. A single tear marches down the craggy landscape of her wrinkled cheek. Sophie clicks Marm into a pair of handcuffs and guides her gently to the back seat of her car. The does disperse wordlessly. There's an odd quiet in the air. Is winning supposed to feel like this?
Gia, I'll see you at Spritzenhaus.
Right. I'm sitting at a red light when I feel a telltale tingle, like I'm being watched. I check my mirrors, revealing a jet black sedan with extra dark tints. I think my day is about to get a lot more interesting. That's a Truman Miranda, the kind favored by White Street's infamous sanitation brigade. It could be a coincidence, but It didn't exactly part with White Street on the best of terms. I suppose it could just be a coincidence. It's dreamland after all. Somebody out on the road today is bound to be heading the same direction I am. I hit the accelerator and crank the wheel hard to the left as soon as the light turns green. But I have to hit the brakes to avoid sideswiping a car in the oncoming lane trying to beat the light. My tail knows I'm onto them now. It's only a few seconds later that they open fire on me. I floor the pedal, heading out onto the open roadway. I'm in for a scrap. Just my luck. The sedan guns it for me with an eagerness that can only be motivated by money, and lots of it. At least whoever's paying him was thoughtful enough to send a professional after me. I've been in more than a few scrapes in my life, and that was no amateur. Which means people are trying to kill me. People who know how, and they're probably going to keep coming. I quickly rifle through the cabin, looking for any clue about who might have attacked me and why. A hastily folded paper quickly catches my eye. It's a poster featuring yours truly, offering a substantial reward for the Baron Killer of White Street. I pop open the hood of the vehicle, and I'm immediately greeted by the now familiar glow of red Aether. I suppose it was inevitable that with Eli gone, his stash of advanced weapons would make their way onto the streets. I've lingered here long enough. That firefight is bound to have attracted attention. Climb back into the car and slip away before I attract any more attention. My ears ring in the silence, still loud even though they're blessedly free of alarms and shouting and gunfire. For now, anyways. Luke is unloading our ill-gotten haul. He hefts the last crate, giving the truck a firm slap on the metal bed to signal the driver to leave. He carries it like it weighs nothing, but I feel the impact in my soles as he drops it on the ground between us.
Well, we did it, boss. Go pay the man.
The boisterous beer hall is quiet as a chapel in the daylight. By the contented look on his expansive face, Killmeyer's recovered well from the shock of having his island swallowed whole. I'm pleased to notice, however, a slightly more chastened volume to his voice.
Aha! The daring thieves return victorious. I knew you could do it.
We have to offload this stuff pronto. You got somewhere to put all this?
Not to worry. Those kegs behind me are quite empty. Perfect for hiding things I don't want others to find. Please, sit. Make yourself comfortable. Have you seen the news?
Wonder where she'll end up. Canada, you think?
Maybe Deutschland. I think she'd enjoy seeing the old country.
Who can say? She's been chased out like the vermin she is, but enough of that. Let us look to the future. Perhaps over a drink or two, my lovely.
Not on your life, Killmeyer. Where's my Aether core?
Close at hand, Liebling. Close at hand. Now, about my price.
We worked awful hard to get this. Let's talk about a discount.
You have unseated the Baron, and now there will be a war for power. I thrive under such conditions, you see, so I am grateful, but Mark could still return someday. No, I feel my price is fair. Get it, Gia. Prying a penny out of this fat cat's grip is like trying to squeeze orange juice from a rock.
We went through hell getting this stuff out of Pandemonium. And it got me thinking, if we could do that, what's some flabby old ex-baron to us?
If I didn't know better, my dear, I'd say you were threatening me.
My 7-shot makes an echoing thump as I slam it onto the table between us. Very perceptive of you. Sophie shoots me a brilliant, surprised smile, and I hide how much it flatters me as I continue mean-mugging Killmeyer.
You continue to impress, Miss Randazzo. However, you may wish to, that's the expression, pump on the brakes.
You can feel a gun barrel when it's pointed your way. I don't have to look at the balcony level to know dozens of Killmeyer's goons have snuck in while we talked, taking careful aim.
Don't worry, I'm not offended. In fact, I admire you. This is a token of my affection for you, my dear. Please, take it.
Show me that Aether core and let's get this done.
Certainly, certainly. You know, you are even lovelier when you are impatient.
Please, I just ate.
I masked my surprise at the small device wrapped in cloth stained with what I imagine was the previous owner. A faint hum escapes the polished metal and tickles my palms. Lucas' people are waiting outside. Coordinate with them.
Wunderbar! Congratulations on the deal well struck. I shall go attend to things. Please, make yourselves at home. From now on, for you and your friends, drinks are on the house.
Thanks.
My people could use a round too. Robbing a casino is thirsty work. Of course, delighted. But only one round. Do you hear me? Loud and clear.
Well, gang, we did it.
I don't know about you ladies, but I could use a drink.
Luca, it's 10 in the morning.
And? What are you, my mother?
Well, I've got some time, and I'm feeling quite lucky. I've got a deck of cards I need breaking in anyway. Giovanna?
Luca fetches us some steins and a bowl of peanuts, while Sophie breaks a pack and deals. I sit, admiring their ability to jump back into such normal, everyday pursuits after such a harrowing adventure. The leftover shakes from the day's events have finally subsided. We've pulled off the crime of the decade, deposed a tyrant, bargained with the devil, and come out the other side.
I haven't had the time until now, but thank you all. You don't know what the past few days have meant to me.
Sure I do. You're not the only one with skeletons in the closet, Sophie. Why do you think I stuck out my neck for you?
I appreciate you sticking up for me back at the roadblock, darling. But just for future reference, I speak for myself.
Got it. Of course.
Well, come on then. Tell me what I missed. I want all the juicy details.
Well, I'll say this much. My casino robbing days are done. The stress plays hell with my complexion.
What are you talking about? You look great.
Cress barely stifles an involuntary yelp of mirth. Sophie dazzles the room with a wide and saucy smile. Luca holds up his hands in baffled surrender.
What? She does? What did I say?
Thanks, Luca. We got through by the skin of our teeth is all. I'm just glad it wasn't worse.
Me too.
The hand finishes, and Sophie reshuffles in silence, dealing out wry looks with every new card. Drinks and smiles flow easily. The mood settles comfortably, like a dog snuggling into its bed.
So what happens now? I'm in it for the long haul. Underground's not going anywhere, so neither am I. How about you, Sophie? Luca?
I know you've got a lot on your plate, Soph, but I'd like it if you stuck it out with us, now that Marm's been dealt with. What do you say?
I've left instructions for Marm to be taken out of the city on an outbound freighter. I'll keep her out of our hair for at least a little while.
You think she'll be back?
Doubtful. We've crippled her power and taken almost all of her liquid assets. She might prove a nuisance in the future, but for now, she's toothless.
Almost all her assets?
Marm's a canny old witch. She'll have tucked away some caches here and there just in case. It's what I would do.
And she's the one who trained you.
Just so, Miss Carter. All the same, I'm hedging my bets. I'll know well ahead of time if Marm so much as thinks about retaking Dreamland. But to answer your question, Giovanna, yes. I believe I will help you in your crusade. Because even though I am a criminal, I am also a pragmatist. Dreamland will be just that. A dream, if we don't save it.
I was kind of hoping you'd say that. Glad to have you.
Sophie Sulzer, heir to Mom Weiss, a savior. Maybe Dom hit me harder than I thought. I must be in a coma.
Luca, we could really use your help. The well affects everyone in the lowers.
Sure does. You know I'm in Gia. My people need somewhere to stand and sleep if they're gonna live after all. Hard to do when the docks are spinning around in a hurricane from hell.
Glad you're sticking with us. What about after we take care of the well? Are you gonna stick with the underground?
You know, for as long as I can remember since, Marco, I felt like I was cursed to hang around and take care of the docks because I had to. For maybe the first time, I'm looking forward to it.
Your people respect you, Luca, because you do right by them. If you can show them how much you really care, it'll be different. Better. The underground can help too.
I'm sure we'll never see eye to eye, Luca. but you do have my respect. I might square off in the ring with you now and again, but I think we can work together when we have to.
The docks will need you after it's all said and done, Luca. You looking towards the future will make life better for everyone there, I know it.
Never would have guessed that running into you when I was going up against those Doe enforcers would change the whole way I look at my life, miss, but, there you go. I'm looking forward to moving the docks into the future. Rebuilding it better than ever. This time, with everyone's help, and not just taking it on myself. Feels good.
It wouldn't be the same without you, big fella. I'm glad you're sticking around.
You know, you ladies are all right, but don't mistake me for a sap all of a sudden, Sulza. I'll fight as hard as I have to when your does try to step on us.
Challenge accepted, Mr. Matsi. Challenge accepted.
So let's get rid of that well already, before it pulls us all down the drain. Can't have a fight without a battleground, eh, Sophie?
When Luca refills my glass from our shared pitcher, I raise it toward the center of the table between us. Everyone looks to me. To victory, and whatever comes next. Cress brings her glass level with mine, her eyes shining cobalt above her smile.
To new friends and clobbered enemies.
Luca's glass enters the circle next, as a sincere warmth adds fresh color to his ruddy, rough-hewn face.
To the people of Dreamland, every one of them.
Finally, Sophie's glass completes the set, as she regards Cress and me with a strange look. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was affectionate.
To my sisters, old and new.
In response to Luca's raised eyebrow, Sophie rolls her eyes.
And brothers, I suppose.
As my Zio would say, Gentami. Our glasses join in a jangle of hearty clinks, and the rest of the day flits by in a blur of relieved and tired laughter. We arrive back at the hole in the late evening. All I want to do is slope off to a bunk and slide into oblivion for a few hours. But Apollo and Sam want a debrief. It takes a few pots of coffee and some encouragement, but I recount the night's events as best I can. By the time I'm finished, rays of sunlight illuminate the room. Apollo leans forward in his seat while Sam leans back. Both are equally interested in the fate of their old enemy, but Apollo is eager, while Sam seems almost sad. Marm can't cause any trouble for Dreamland if she's not there. Exile seemed like the best option.
Sweetheart, Marm has killed or ruined more people over the course of her rotten life than we could ever know. How can we just let her leave?
We've done worse than kill her. We've sent her into the wider world with her tail between her legs. Her power broken, her cash in our pockets. Even if she's alive, she can't exactly enjoy her twilight years.
What? Are you kidding? Sam, you know Marm. That wily old fox always has an ace up her sleeve. Who's to say she doesn't show up 5 years from now with a pack of Canadian mercenaries in tow?
Sophie knows better than to trust to luck. I think we can relax and let her handle it.
Okay then. I still don't like it, so I'll have to lump it.
I'm with Apollo on this. The Barons have got to learn they'll face consequences just like the rest of us. We should have made an example of Marm.
Who am I to argue with the fiery temper of the young? Just remember, we're not all on the front lines. There are others who will feel the sting from our actions.
Apollo, you've been giving Luca the evil eye ever since we got back. What gives?
Time to put the tiger on the table, eh? Very well. We've got a few questions about him.
Such as?
How committed to the cause is he, really?
He's aces in my book. A good man and a good ally. Don't tell me you suspect him of something underhanded. It's not in his nature.
I just don't want him leaving us in the lurch when his ledgemen call his name.
Gia, you have to understand. Joining the underground is serious business. It's a sacrifice. It means being part of something bigger than yourself and your people.
Luca's an unknown, and we have no room for doubt. I simply don't trust him, darling.
Luca's back is against the wall on this one. If the well isn't closed, Dreamland is heading straight into it. His #1 priority is his people, and his people are in Dreamland.
Darling, I've had spa days longer than you've known Luca. Once he decides Dreamland is out of danger, then what? Luca's an unknown, and we have no room for doubt. I simply don't trust him, darling.
If I were you, Hollywood, I'd start thinking a little less about what he can do for you, and think about what you can do for him.
Really? Why should I stick my neck out on the chopping block for a plug like him?
Between the two of them, Sophie and Luca are in a position to make things harder or easier for the Underground. If you try and shut Luca out, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Maybe spread around a little of that movie star charm instead, eh, Apollo?
Okay, point taken. We'll let him in, but he's your responsibility. Got that?
That covers the broad strokes. Let's move on. Nellie, how does the Aether core look? I wouldn't put it past Killmeyer to try and swindle us.
Professor Gardner and I have inspected it thoroughly. It's the genuine article, all right. We still need to install and test it, but it should work just fine according to our specifications.
Atta girl. One less power-mad Baron to worry about, and our well solutions well in hand. Get cracking, Doctor. What's next, Sam?
Gia, you've, interacted with a certain Mr. Blanc. We've contracted him to look into the Black Hat after Nellie. He's ready for a meet.
I've worked for him before, sure. I wouldn't say I trust him, but he pays on time and in full. That puts him head and shoulders above most in my racket.
Well, he's insisting on no radio, no courier, and an in-person meet. If he wants things this private, let's hope his info is pure dynamite.
I'm surprised Blanc agreed to meet. He's not the revolutionary type.
Sure, he's worked for the other team before, but he's discreet, has plenty of reach, and I'm told he stays bought. You hear what happened with Montclair?
The Prince of New York? Claimed to be some kind of old country blue blood, right? Ended badly, if I recall.
Right. Mr. Blanc dug up proof that his bona fides were anything but. Stopped him taking over in the lowers, and gave us the leverage to check the uppers barons who'd done business with him.
Knowing Blanc, I'm sure he came away from that deal with a few extra simoleons, too.
Oh, no doubt he kept the choicest bits of blackmail to himself just to feather his own nest. That's what I'd do.
All right. I'll head to the meet and keep my eyes open. Who knows? Might be nice for me to lead the conversation for once. Besides, I deserve answers about that group Dufresne is working for. I had to let him go back at Coney, which left me with a lot of unanswered questions.
Oh, please make sure to say hello to Mr. Blanc for me. I'm so grateful for his help getting me here.
No problem, sweetheart. If I don't remember, I'm sure Gia will.
Hold on there, Apollo. You're not planning on going to the meet yourself, are you?
Why not? I know the uppers better than anyone here. If anyone can get in to see Mr. Blanc without getting pinched, it's yours truly.
Your famous face might give you away. Let Giovanna and I take care of it.
Look who's talking. You might not be a movie star, but the Rat King is just as well known in the papers as I am. Or don't you think the infamous Iron Hand meeting with an underworld figure will grab headlines?
Apollo, we can't keep anything on the QT with you around. We'd be spotted in no time.
Mobbed by my adoring fans, no doubt.
I could use a little excitement. Work is work, and fun is fun. But the right mission could be both.
Fine, fine. 2 votes to 1 in favor of the codger. Just make sure you two don't screw this up, okay?
We'll be back before you know it.
Excellent! By the time you two return, we should have the device in good working order. I can't wait to tell the professor.
Giovanna.
I found some things that are...
And pray tell, what diamonds in the rough have you found, Mishichu?
What can you offer me?
I already have someone in mind.
What can you offer me?
I'm sure I could find a collector for something like this. Happy hunting.